Welcome to South Asia. In maps, images, pictures, icons, this is your facilitator for the free educational channel which brings cultural geographical knowledge of South Asia, south of Karakoram Mountains and north of sacred Kanyakumari town, and in the form of pictures. And we are continuing our journey, the wandering through the fascinating land of Punjab, the land of 5 rivers, 5 Abs, the land of Bulle Shah, the land of Guru Nanak, the land of Sher-e-Punjab Maharaja Ranjit Singh. And in the previous presentations, we started looking at the Doabs, the interfluvial regions. I covered the most important heartland of Punjab, the Bara Bhangal. Second most important heartland of Punjab, most part of it also comes under Majha, is Rechna Doab. After this presentation, you will get a clear understanding of Rechna Doab. In all the 5 Doabs I covered, that is Thal Doab or Sindh Sagar Doab. These are the districts I mentioned here. So you have noticed that I didn't write completely. There is a reason for it. I do not want to clutter too much because the entire concept of South Asia in maps is bringing you the entire concept stand alone. You come and look at this presentation in this one slide, you will get almost everything. So I don't want to put too many slides and distract you. That's why we have to do some balancing. This is Attok, Rawalpindi, Jhelum. As we talk in the presentation, you will know what I am talking about, what that maps to. So we have Thal Doab and Sindh Sagar Doab districts here. We have a Jech Doab and Chaj Doab districts here, and we have Rechna Doab districts here. We have Bari Doab districts here. You have Bist Doab districts here. Because in this particular presentation, we are talking about the second most important Doab in the heartland of Punjab, that is called Rechna Doab. You see an arrow here. So that's the point I would like to make to your audience, so that in the future presentations you can look for it. And major cities of this Doab, Jammu is not actually a part of Doab, but we can consider it, giving a little leniency in what you consider the Rechna Doab. Gujranwala town, Faisalabad town, Shekhpura, Narowal, Toba, Texing, TTK is a district now. Previously it used to be a taluk in Faisalabad district or Lyallpur district. TTK, Jhang, Hafizabad and Wazirabad, important town. After this presentation, you will get a clarity about Doab, about Ab, about Punjab and Bar, and where these rivers originate and what districts they constitute. I have mentioned here only the districts that British Punjab. Now in West Punjab, west of River Ravi, that is Darul Islam, the Muslim territory, and there are more than nearly 35 districts or so. In truncated East Punjab with Chandigarh as a capital, Purbi Punjab, there are nearly 25 districts or so. Even Haryana has 20 districts or so, and Himachal has nearly 12 or 15 districts. So if I put all these things, it will be 70 or so. It will be overwhelming for the audience. So I didn't take that approach. I made this presentation keeping in mind the audience ability to grasp a lot of things. If you can grasp those districts of British Punjab that survived as a political entity from 1846 after Second Anglo War, at the annexation of Punjab, there was 5 divisions at Punjab at that time. The Rawalpindi division, Multan Division, Central Lahore Division, and Eastern Jalandhar Division, Southern Division of Haryana Division or Ambala Division or Delhi Division. It nearly has 30 districts, and I have other presentations somewhere. You can search in the playlist. That will be more than enough. That means if you can articulate, and even if you have ability to point the districts, map them to the rivers and doves, you can be considered an expert of Punjab. That's why we are here taking only the districts of British Punjab that survived as a political unit for 100 years from the Second Anglo-Sikh War, when the Khalsa kingdom of Maharaja Dalip Singh, the successor and youngest son of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, was deposed by the Governor General Lord Dalhousie, and he was made a pensioner and sent to England and converted to a Christian and married to a British lady. And at that time, the British started mapping Punjab. They established a board of administration under Henry Lawrence and his brother John Lawrence, and they started making the districts consolidation. So almost those districts with little changes in geographical boundaries survived nearly for a lot of decades until 1947 partition and independence. So those are the districts I will be presenting most of the time for you, so that you will get a good picture. Again, all our presentation will be standalone. That means you come and look at this presentation, you will get a lot of things. And if you look at the related presentation, you get more things. And if you are not interested or less time, you need not worry. But that's why I made every presentation as a standalone. I will give the context, and I will not assume anything from you. I will assume that you are not from East Punjab or West Punjab or even from Pakistan. That is the alienated territory of Bharat, I call it. And Bharat, or even any part of the world, you are interested to know this fascinating land of the planet Earth, South Asia. You can come here, you can start like a neophyte, and you will learn a lot of things. That's how all my presentations have been designed and will be designed in future also. If you have any suggestions, you can always put in comments. So that's about telling why we are sticking to the British Punjab districts. And coming back to our Rechna Doab. Rechna Doab, there are two rivers, River Ravi here and River Chenab here. And I indicated these rivers. This is essentially the basic map I got from WHKMLA. If you go there, you get a fantastic, beautiful map. I really appreciate so much time and effort they put. They are from the university from Netherlands or Holland or Dutch. And I wish that our people from South Asia should have put effort and made an intellectual, enjoyable presentation of our land. Anyway, you can go there. Most of the time I get the basic sources there, and I will make the drawings based upon my understanding, because these I have been doing and reading since almost 4 decades, since 1977 or 78 and so on. So all these things I just remember wrote. So I never look at any material when I do presentation. All the things I look at the picture and whatever I written. All our talks, my talks in this South Asia maps will be extempore. That's why, and you can see it. And so coming to this, I have made it like a green here. The river Ravi, this is a mountain called Dhauladhar range, which is an offshoot of Himalayas here. And north of that mountain, there is one more mountain called Pir Panjal. River Ravi arises at a place called Brahmhaur near Bara Bhangal region and goes through the town called Chamba, that is the northernmost part of Himachal Pradesh, formerly used to be a princely state, adjoins the Ladakh and adjoins the Kishtwar, adjoins the Doda of Maharaja Hari Singh's territory, and it takes a turn North of Pathankot and south of Madhopur, the river Ravi comes and enters into the Punjab plains and continues and joins Chenab River at a place south of Jhang called Athara Hazari or Trimu town. So, because the Ravi is a tributary of Chenab. River Chenab starts like two major sources, Chandra River in the east and Bhaga River. Chandra Bhaga join at a place called Tandi, south of Kelang, in the Lahul Spiti district of Himachal Pradesh. Continues the journey after Killer and enters into Jammu and Kashmir, Kishtwar, Ganji Bar, Doda, Ramban, finally north of Jammu enters into Akhnoor and falls into the plains of Punjab into the Dogras area and continues its journey. In the right hand it gathers Jhelum River. So I think I told this wrong. Here the Ravi River joins at Alip Ahmadpur Sial, not Athara Hazari. Jhelum River joins at Athara Hazari or near Jhang. And the river Chenab continues, gets Ravi as one more tributary, continues, joins Sutlej River at Uch Sharif. So the region between Ravi River, Chenab River is called Rechna Doab. RA represents Ravi River, this is Chenab River. And there is some difference between how these words spelled in English language, how they are spelled locally in Punjabi or Sheraiki. So the name Rechna Doab or Rachna Doab stands as a standard is taken during discussion. And that is, Ab is a water body, is a Persian and Dari word, water body. This is a water body, a river is a water body. Ab, this is Ab, because there are two, Dvi or Do, this is called Doab. And as the river flowed for millennia, it cuts the land, the alluvial plain, and the central part becomes elevated or is a tableland, that is called Bar, B-A-R. Historically, the Bar region, the land long back, thousands of years, much forested, is not cultivated, people didn't live. So now the lot of people live in these areas also. So the Rechna Doab has a Sandal Bar. This is the very important thing you can keep. Very easy to remember. You have PQRS. Rechna Doab, after that you get yes, Sandal Bar. Rechna Doab, Sandal Bar. Bari Doab has a Nili Bar, Ganji Bar. Other Chas Doab has a Kirana Bar. Then we will discuss why the term Kirana used when we talk about this bar later. So this is the Bar, Sandal Bar area. After British conquered Punjab, annexed their domain, they diverted waters of Punjab. Very easy to become irrigation project canal, and they also cultivated Sikhs, are pampering them. They built a lot of canal colony district because Sikh soldiery, Sikh aristocracy remained loyal to the British during the 1857 rebellion. So they pampered like a special group, and when they built a lot of canal colony districts like Lyallpur, Faisalabad, this is the Montgomery, and they gave a lot of lands to them. And there's the Sikhs, a lot of them during the partition, they were the richest land owners in Asia. They paid more land tax in Punjab than any other community. That means they constituted in the United Punjab, from Isakel or Attok to Delhi and Paliwal and Faridabad, they constituted around about 12% of population in pre-partition Punjab. But they contributed more tax because they are very wealthy, industrious farming community. They owned the richest farmland. That is also reason why after Pakistan formed, the Darul Islam, they doesn't wanted the Sikhs in their land. They wanted to take themselves the richest farmlands of Asia. Then what to do? Kick out these Kafis out of the land, and they exterminated them. That's how the Islam took over the world from Ghazwa and Jihad. That's a different story. But because of canal colony districts and bars, I have brought that topic. So this is the Rechna Bar, this is the Ravi River, this is the Chenab River. The joining point is Ahmadpur Sial. The source here for Ravi is Brahmor near Bara Bhangal. The end point is Ahmadpur Sial. The source for Chenab is Baralacha Pass, Chandra River, Baga River. Again, there is no end point. The river Chenab continues. It joins at Panjnad is the end point at the mouth of Chenab River with settlers. So what are the districts in Rechna Doab? So there is also a concept called Majha. Majha in Punjabi means very important. It's the heart or a brain, central, focal. Majha region, the entire region from Multan and Shahiwal, Lahore, Amritsar, and Gurdaspur, Batala, Pathankot is a Majha, the heartland of Punjab, historically populated, lot of urban areas, kingdoms and military headquarters, cantonments were built. After canal colonization, this area also became very important, especially around Lyallpur or Faisalabad. So this also generally comes under Majha, heartland of Punjab. Especially the Sialkot is a well-watered, receives good rainfall because it is the foothills of Himalayas. The monsoons are interrupted very well by this and get a good amount of rainfall compared to other parts of southern Punjab. That's what I mean. Then Gujranwala District. So Lyallpur districts. So we have a Jammu region, Jammu, Udhampur. This is essentially mountainous regions, Katra, Vaishno Devi, Akhnoor. Generally it's not considered a Rechna Doab, but it is between the Ravi River and Chenab River technically. Then we have the Sialkot district. That means in addition to Sialkot, we have from Gurdaspur district a taluk called Shekargarh. In the Sialkot district, we have a historical, the Pasrur and Zafarwal, Narowal and Daska, Sialkot. Gujranwala is a very important district, is the route on which all the invaders came. The Wazirabad on the bank of river Chenab, one has to enter into that from Gujarat, and Gujranwala, and is also birthplace of Sheri, Punjab, Maharaja Ranjit Singh, the Gujranwala region. And we have the Gujranwala region. Now it has Nankana Sahib here and Sheikhpura here and Hafizabad here, and those are the important urban centers. Then the Lyallpur, a canal colony district named after the British governor of Punjab, United Punjab or British Punjab, James Lyall, Lyallpur. The later, the people of after they got independence and annexed the Darul Islam west of the Radcliffe Award to Islamdom and Ummah. They changed the name of Lyallpur to Faisalabad, the king of Saudi Arabia, because everything in Islam is a fascination of Arabia, Jazirat al-Arab. So nothing local has to be there. Everything has the Islamized, their festivals, everything flows there. Their bodies remain in Punjab, their minds and wanderings are all there. Mecca, Medina, Harman al-Sharif, Alaska Mas, Hezaz, and so on. So that's why they changed the name Faisalabad. And also very important canal colony district. The British started agricultural college research station at Faisalabad, Lyallpur, and so it is a very important agricultural university. In fact, still in Asia is considered to be a very good university. And part of Jhang District, southern part where the Ravi River flows, there is a Shorkot, the historical cantonment area. In the northern part we have a Jhang. So in the Rechna Doab, we have a part of Jhang District. We have an entire Lyallpur district, that's Lyallpur, Samundri, Teba Toksing, and Gorge, and so on. And we have Gujranwala district, we have Sheikhpura here, Nankana Sahib, Sheikhpura, and Gujranwala, Hafizabad, and so on. In the Sialkot, we have Pasrur, Zafarwal, Narowal, and Daska. And Gurdaspur districts, Trans Ravi Tehsil Taluk, Shekargarh is also there. And of course, we have Madhopur, Samba, Jammu, Katra, Vaishno Devi, and all those south of river Chenab. So we can look at how these things look in the map and the Google map, so that you'll get a better idea. I will show you. So where are we now? We are, this is the Jammu, means this is the Chenab River. You can see the nice Chenab River here, and Chenab River. Okay, we have Dauladar Mountains here. This is the Ravi River, and these are the Pir Panjal Mountains. These are the Greater Himalayas, and this is Kulu Valley. That means this is Rohtang Pass. You cross the Rohtang Pass and enter into Chandra River. You will hit it. Take the road, and this is a Kelong. This is the Baga River, and Kelong. This is the Tandi, where the Chandra River and Baga River meet. This is the Pir Panjal. This is the Trans Himalayas. This area is called Bara Lacha Pass. The river continues in Killer, those areas, enter into the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, that is Maharaja Hari Singh Dogra's territory, and goes to that and a place called Kishtwar. Now is the Kishtwar is a district, and river comes to south, that is Jhang Bar, then goes straight almost for sometimes, that is the Doda. Then we have Batot and Ramban here, where the bus route goes to the Banihal Pass and so on. Then it comes to south, and it continues in Riasi and here you can see the river here, and it's the Akhnoor area here. Akhnoor, the river start debouching into the Jammu or Dogra, or the sub-mountainous region of Jammu, around about 300-400 meters, about means in levels, almost like plains. Akhnoor, the river enters into the Punjab, and we can see the river separates Gujarat district and Sialkot district. We have Gujranwala here, Sialkot district, Narawal, Shakargarh here, Gujranwala, you have this is the Ravi River, Sheikhpura, Nankana Sahib, the river continues. We have somewhere Hafizabad here, and the river continues, the Chenab River. Then we have Faisalabad or Lyallpur, Jaranwala, and Bhavana, and Gogri, and TTK will be somewhere here, and the river continues. The river gets here the Jhelum River. It gets the Jhelum River, the south of Jhang, at Athara Hazari. The Chenab River continues. Chenab River gets the river Ravi at a place called Alipur Sial. Let's see Alipur Sial, Ahmadpur Sial. You see Ahmadpur Sial, the meeting point at the mouth of river Ravi with Chenab, and north of it Athara Hazari, meeting point of Jhelum River with Chenab River. So that is the other end of Bara Doab, and we continue our Ravi River. As we discussed, the Ravi River, this is the Pir Panjal range, Dauladar range, because this is the Kangra Valley. Dauladar range, you see the Dauladar Wildlife Sanctuary here. This is the Pir Panjal. Pir Panjal in the north, Dauladar in the south hems the river Ravi. Chamba town will be somewhere here. It takes the southern part, and it comes, this Pathankot and Madhopur will be here. For certain time, the river around about 80 kilometers forms the border between the Darul Harb, enemy's territory, non-Islamic, the Kafiri territory here, and Islam Dam or Islamic, their paradise here, Darul Islam, and inhabited by Mumins, and that is the Radcliffe Award, the virtual line. The river continues its chain. So here Gurdaspur districts, Amritsar, we have Shakargarh, Narawal of Sialkot, and Muridki of Gujranwala district, the historic city of Lahore, where the last remains of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Sheri Punjab remains in Lahore. His Samadhi still survives there in Lahore. And you see the old historic, the Bias bed, you see. and Bias. This is the Ravi River. The Ravi River continues, and the Ravi River continues, and the Ravi River joins Chenab River at Ahmadpur Sial. The old Bias bed, that is the Nili Bar. This is the Ganji Bar. We are in the Ravi Rechna Doab, that is the Sandal Bar. So centering around Faisalabad, Shekhpura, and we can see the similar thing in a different perspective in the Google map here. That will give you a better idea. And we have a Chenab River here, and we have Ravi. Whenever you see Ravi, the Lahore R is on the bank of River Ravi. You will never mistake here. And the Dauladar Mountains here, the River Ravi, the Lahore continues, the River Ravi continues, River Ravi continues, and the River Ravi joins the Chenab River, the Ahmadpur Sial, and Athara Hazari, and you see the Jhang south of that, and the Bara Bhangal, this is the Jammu region, and Gujranwala, this is the Sialkot, and this is Shekargarh, Narowal, and Lahore, and Faisalabad, and Toba Tek Singh, and Gojra. And you can see the Chenab River, that is the upper part of the Doab. You see Chandra River, Baga River, and Tandi here, south of Kelang. You can see Kelang here in Lahul and Spiti, and you can see somewhere here Kishtwar here. There should be Jhang Bar somewhere here, Jhang Bar, and I don't see it here. There should be somewhere Doda here, and Ramban and Bhattot and those areas. Sorry. Yeah, Riyasi, and you have Riyasi, and you have Akhnoor here, and the river continues. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. So we have made a fascinating stopover about the second important Doab in Punjab. There are 5 Doabs. We covered Bara Doab, the heartland before. We also covered the second most important heartland, the United Punjabs or British Punjabs or West Punjab or Paschim Punjab or Pakistani Punjab or Islamic Punjab or Darul Islamic Punjab, had the second most important city in Punjab, that is Faisalabad. After Lahore, there is no Faisalabad before, there was no Lyallpur before. It was built only as a canal colony district, and now it is one of the second most megalopolis in entire Pakistan, from Kunjera Pass to Karachi. I think after Karachi, the Lahore, it may be the 4th or 5th or something like that. I don't remember. I had checked recently, but it's a very important urban center and cultural center. So the major cities in the Doab, Rechna Doab, that is Ravi River, Chenab River, Rechna. We saw the Ravi River in the south and Chenab River in the north. Jammu town, Gujranwala town, the birthplace of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, Faisalabad city, Lyallpur city, Shekhpura and Nankana Sahib, Narowal in the Sialkot region, and Toba Tek Singh, TTK in Faisalabad region, and Jhang town, Hafizabad and Wazirabad, and other important districts like Jammu district, Shekargarh Tehsil, and Sialkot district, Gujranwala district, Lyallpur district, Shorkot region, and Jhang region of the Jhang district. That is about Rechna Doab. I think the second part of the Doab puts you in the firm understanding of the land of gurus and rishis, the Vedic land where the great rishis meditated even a few hundred years back. All now is the history for the Mu'mins, the proselytes of Islam. But the land still reverberates in the culture. It may have temporarily gone out of their memory due to the Islamic indoctrination, but we hope that someday all Punjabi people rediscover their land and stop hating their parent body, who are not Mu'mins till they are Kafirs. They cannot convert their parentage into Islam. That's very important. The one way to do it, always discover our routes and places. That's the part we are doing. As that part, today I talked about Punjab Geography, Doab's Rechna Doab, between southern Ravi River, north Chenab River, which meet at Ahmadpur Sial. Thank you very much. This is your presenter for South Asia in maps. I really appreciate your forthcoming subscriptions and lot of feedbacks for this interactive presentation, so that we will make our educational channel very interesting, educative, informative. And I took most of my maps, I put them in the source or credits, but most of the redrawings on this are done by me. Here I took this from Wikimele, and see you later in other presentations of our sojourn in the fascinating land of 5 Orbs, Punjab.